Okay, so we present to you a recital that this lovely lady in Cranberry and I have been doing for about 7 or 8 years. We start with Wagner. What a group to start with, right? And we usually do it at the Lutheran Church, which unfortunately we weren't able to use this year. So the wonderful First Congregational allowed us to use their incredible sanctuary. So
thank you.
And each year we have a theme. And last year we were American music, and this year, because of the lovely Elizabeth Honer, we have been exploring the Enneagram. Notice my poster.
It's beautiful.
Ennea means 9, and gram means like a diagram. And this is an ancient system that's been an oral tradition passed down, and each of the numbers represent personality types that all of us, we probably relate to many of them, but there is one that most motivates us. And that's the underlying thing. So we have the 1, which is the perfectionist. What would you like to, I'm gonna stop talking a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I'll be Vanna.
Okay. You're Vanna, very, very nice. So basically, so it's a personality typing system. There are 9 different types, and I know, it needs to be loud. Like Liz was saying, that I'll just talk from my own personal experience. For me, it's been like a really wonderful, personal transformation tool. I've found it very useful. For example, I identify as a 2, which we're going to get into more during the actual recital. But studying the things about the 2 have helped me really see some of my own things that I do in my life and help me to do them better.
So the 9 types that we have, well, let's go through the first one.
Oh, okay. So the first one is called the perfectionist, number 1. Number 2 is the helper. Number 3 is the achiever. Number 4 is the individualist. Number 5 is the investigator. Number 6 is the loyalist. Number 7 is the enthusiast. Number 8 is the challenger. And then number 9 is the peacemaker. And, 2 things. We're not Enneagram teachers, at all. We just like it.
Suzanne Stabile is amazing.
Yeah, Suzanne Stabile is fantastic, and that's part of why we're doing this, is because we really appreciate her work. And the second thing is the songs that we're singing, that's just what we chose to represent the different personality types. It doesn't mean hard fast that this song is sung by this character, which is this number, for people who are more enthusiastic about the Enneagram.
So we selected various songs for you today, and we are going to sing them from a perspective of a number. And we select everything from musical theater to opera. I know you love opera. And it will represent the numbers.
Yes. Shall we start? Yay! Okay. How do I put this back? Oh, okay. Remember, get right up in that thing.
I will.
Right up in it.
And we begin with number 1. Number 1 is the reformer. Reformers are interested in being morally good. I'm not sure about that, but they want to improve themselves. They want to improve the people around them, which I assume can be very annoying, and they want to improve the world. The character of Marion from The Music Man, I think, is a perfect example of a reformer. She is the town librarian. Yes, she is Marion, the librarian. And she's also a piano teacher. She has very high expectations for herself. And she also has high expectations for the townspeople and for men. Now, her mother thinks her expectations are way too high. But Marion doesn't feel that she's asking too much. And in this song, she sings about her perfect man in My White Knight.
Someone to love me, who is not ashamed of the
I noticed that my friend from South Korea, Sook, is watching. Hi, Sook! Yay, I'm so glad you're here. What am I doing? I'm doing this one. Okay. So for number 2, the helper, which I speak with some authority because I am the helper. I am a 2. They are people who want to love and be loved, and that is part of why they help, is so that they can secure the love of other people. But they are also very powerful in their own right. So for, I'm singing the role of Susanna from The Marriage of Figaro, and I do think you could probably sing her from any number of perspectives, but I think it's interesting to sing this as a 2 because she is a literal servant in the opera, but I think she thrives in that role and that people really love and respect her because she's so keenly aware of relationships. In this particular aria, De Vieni, she is helping her friend, the Countess, expose the Countess's husband's infidelity. And also her fiancé, Figaro, is in the bushes watching this all unfold. So it's a love song that she is singing dressed up as the Countess as a trick, but she's also actually singing it to Figaro.
Oh, come
we're going to do another piece, the number 2, the helper. Now, this particular helper, well, helpers are attracted to service, as Elizabeth already told us. And they're caring, they're generous, they can also be intrusive sometimes, so they will inject themselves into a situation even if people don't want them to.
It's true!
It's true, she says. So, and we see all of that with the character of Liu in Turandot. So, Liu is a servant to an exiled, she's a servant, see, to an exiled king, and she has cared for and protected him actually for many years. She's in love with his son, though, Caliph. But Caliph is in love, or actually he wants to marry Turandot. There's only one problem with that. In order to do that, he has to answer 3 questions correctly. If he gets one wrong, he gets beheaded. So Liu doesn't like the odds, and she interjects and she tries to warn him against doing this. But he ignores her, he goes ahead anyway. In the end, she sacrifices herself for both him, to save both him and his father. She also speaks directly to the to Turandot, the princess. She kind of throws herself into the mix here. And this is the aria that I'm about to sing. She says, and she basically says, and this is not a direct quote, "I will never see him again, but you," and she really says that you, and she goes, "Tu," you know, you who are made of ice will melt with the fire of his love. Haha, okay.
Ripping piece. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now for the good old-fashioned vocal cord thrashing, because I'm going to be singing a piece that represents number 3, the achiever. Number 3s are very focused on success and the appearance of success, and they fear failure, the opposite of success, obviously. So I'm going to be singing straight up Broadway. I will be doing Mama Rose from Gypsy, singing Everything's Coming Up Roses. As an achiever, I think she is very driven for success, but she's trying to achieve it through her children, which doesn't really go so well for her. But at the end of the show, she has a beautiful moment where she says this gripping line that it has been her dream all along. She says, I was born too soon and I started too late. And then she sings just this absolute barn burner, and it's amazing. So Everything's Coming Up Roses from Gypsy. Oh, hold up, I gotta find it. Cool, okay. Things look swell, things look great, gonna have the whole world on a plate. Starting here, starting now, honey, everything's coming up roses. Clear the decks, clear the tracks, we've got nothing to do but relax. Where'd it go? Blow a kiss, take a bow, honey, everything's coming up roses. Gals are inning, stand the world on its ear, set it spinning, that'll be just the beginning. Curtain up, oh, light the lights, we've got nothing to hit but the heights. We'll be swell, we'll be great, I can tell, just you wait. That lucky star I talk about is due. Honey, everything's coming up roses for me and for you. By the way, thank you.
Orchestra. It is now time for the individualist.
And in case you didn't hear me, it is now time for the individualist.
Adriana Lecouvre.
Where's your number?
We have decided to present Adriana as a number 4. Adriana self-proclaims that she is but a vessel of the creative spirit. So that is definitely usually in the wheelhouse of an individualist who feels the desire to be unique. In this story, Adriana is in love with the tenor. I know that's just such a shock. Maurizio, and Maurizio does love her, but there's also some other stuff going on with other females in town, and he actually is the count, which Adriana doesn't know about, and there's a very confusing plot here. But one thing we do know is Adriana has given Maurizio a flower in the first act, and it's sent back to her when she sings this piece in Act 3. But what she doesn't know is that her rival has poisoned it. So as I cry tears over my lost love, because I believe Maurizio loves me no longer, which is not actually true, and the fire is going, I whip the flower into the fire, and it poisons me, and I die, but not without singing another aria of my love. So the piece is called Polvere Fiori from Adriana Lecouvre.
Polvere fiori, And now for something completely different. I shall change genders. And I am now Hansel.
You look like Hansel.
I do.
Do I look like Fred?
She does. So we bring to you Hansel and Gretel. We're going to skip over 5 right now, the investigator, because they're still working. So we'll go back. So we've got a number 6, which is called the loyal skeptic. And number 6, they have been waiting their whole life for a pandemic. They are prepared. This is their moment. They worry about everything. Hi, Mom. Oh, no. So Hansel and Gretel are the good side. There's a lot of wonderful traditions. They're very loyal to their friends. They're very earnest people, but they're fearful. So Hansel and Gretel have been sent into the forest by their mother,
Right.
which is actually the part that I really would play because I'm like kind of the shrew that sends them because we have no food. And
They get lost.
they're lost.
Right.
And now they have to go to sleep in the dark forest, so they decide, I think Gretel probably leads the prayer.
I do.
So this shows their tradition in their family and their loyalty to each other, the evening prayer from Hansel and Gretel. Sandman was there, let us first say our evening prayer. When at night I go to sleep, 14 angels watch to keep. To my head are guarding, to my feet are guiding, to our arm, my right arm, my right and my left hand.
Thank you. So we're, oh, you want my phone? Okay. So, okay, still on 6. That was a really lovely and healthy way to cope with anxiety. I would say if there is sometimes, a less healthy situation and anxiety overtakes you, you might get the Queen of the Night. I think, so this is called the Revenge aria. It's from the Magic Flute. And the Queen of the Night is, she's kind of, I don't want to get into it. Basically, she sings a lot of high notes. That's all I really want to go into right now. I think it would be interesting to play her as a 6, just because I think maybe the high notes that she is singing in this piece could actually be like the sounds of anxiety instead of the screams of rage, I think, as they're typically, I don't know, fight me if you think I'm wrong, whatever. But basically in this song, she's giving her daughter a loyalty test. She's saying, there's this guy, Zarastro, and he's gonna take everything we love from us, and if you don't go stab him, you won't be my daughter anymore. So if you're a 6, it's super extreme, it's not you, don't worry about it. Okay.
No comment.
I'm here. I'm the investigator. And as an investigator, we want to make sure that all the information has been studied. So we present to you the Countess Almaviva. This is a character in The Marriage of Figaro, which was written by Mozart and was actually a scandalous story that Mozart wanted to set to an opera. The Countess Almaviva is married to the Count, and during the time that they're married, there is a feudal structure, which means the Count can legally have relations with other females. This is something, I think the Countess is ultimately someone who tries to not to lead by her emotion, but this is too much for her. And so now he is pursuing her very close friend and who also is a servant in their home, Susanna. And so she is singing right now, Por di amor. She's trying to recall the moments that they had together when they were only with each other and not philandering. So Por di amor by the Countess. So with the help of Susanna, we are going to catch my husband in the act. So we are singing the letter duet, I believe that's what it's called, and Sull'aria, which was actually, fun fact, was played on an LP, probably maybe even a 78, in Shawshank Redemption. Andy locks himself in the room and he plays it, and he said, at that moment, all the men were free in their minds. I don't know what these two Italian ladies were singing, but we were free. So I am asking my friend and servant to send my husband a letter that she is going to come dressed up like me, and we're going to catch him in the act. And then what happens so beautifully in Act 4 is the forgiveness theme that Mozart writes, where she forgives her husband.
we are moving on to number 7, the enthusiast. Now, the enthusiast is spontaneous. They dislike limitations and routines, and they are attracted to excitement and new possibilities. And the character of Nedda in I Pagliacci, I think is pretty close to a perfect 7. It's a little hard to imagine her anywhere, in any other category. She's part of a traveling group of actors, and she's married to Canio, who is very jealous and also abusive, and she is quite frightened of him. She feels trapped in the marriage, she feels deprived, and she is actually planning to run away. So at the beginning of this aria, you can actually see her fear. She is very frightened. And then she does a complete about-face. She just says, but enough of that. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm just going to bask in the lovely August sun. And then she spies the birds up in the air, and she realizes how free they are, and they can fly anywhere they want without limitations. And that's what she wants for herself. So this is Stridono lassù from I Pagliacci.
The divas have allowed me to speak. So I'm a number 7 in enthusiast. And there are another 2 sides to the enthusiast. One is the joy of liberty and the feeling of freedom. The second part has to do more with Chopin, and that is in the waltz I'm about to play. It was written very early in his life, just before he was about to leave Poland forever. And the other part of the equation is, in the enthusiast, there's also the feeling of longing. And Poland was where Chopin really wanted to be. But he lived in Paris, and he lived a good life there, very successfully. In the music you're about to hear, it's the waltz in E minor. And E minor is the key of longing. It starts with an introduction, and then a very nervous theme, which becomes lyric, and then disturbed again, back to lyric, and then the coda. So in this, I think you'll grasp the feelings of this man. Although I was corrected that Chopin may be a number 4 by way of 1. I saw the line. I checked out the line.
It's cool.
Okay, it's cool. Good. 7, it feels better. All right. Anyway, enjoy.
Yes, we are skipping over number 8 for now. And we're going straight to number 9, the peacemaker. I think I have some of the peacemaker in me. The peacemaker is attracted to harmony and stability, and they dislike tension and conflict. Unfortunately for Maria in West Side Story, she is right in the middle of tension and conflict. She is in the middle of a gang war. Her brother is the leader of one gang, the Sharks, and the man she is in love with, Tony, is the co-leader of another gang, a rival gang, the Jets. When she finds out that the two gangs are planning to fight for territory, they're going to have a rumble, as they called it, she begs Tony to stop the fight. But things unfortunately go terribly wrong. He kills her brother. Despite that, she still loves him, and they sing the song, they reaffirm their love, and they sing of a place and a time where there will be no more prejudice, where they will be able to live prejudice-free.
There's a place for us, somewhere a place for us, peace and quiet and open air, wait for us somewhere. There's a time for us, someday a time for us, time together with time to spare, time to learn, time to care, someday. There's a place for us, a time and place for us. Hold my hand and we're halfway there. Hold my hand and I'll take you there. Somehow.
Sometimes the 8 gets a bad rap, especially the female 8 over the last century. The 8 is known as the challenger. The 8 is a doer and will bypass what they need to do to get things done. And the 8 that I would like to present to you is through the Mother Abbess from The Sound of Music. Her actual name was Virgilia Lutz. She was a German abbess at the Nonnberg Abbey. She saw the abbey through the Second World War. She's an extremely strong female, especially during that time. That was kind of poignant. And she was the one who strongly encouraged, or shall I say challenged, Maria von Trapp to go and maybe not choose the life of being a nun, to be a nanny for the family. So she sings this very strong, powerful piece, Climb Every Mountain.
that will need all the love you can give. Every day of your life, for as long as you live, climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your dream. A dream that will need all the love you can give. Every day of your life, for as long as you live, climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you
This is it. This is our last song this evening. Thank you so much for joining us on this, this evening, and thank you for putting up with technical difficulties. We really, really appreciate it.
I didn't want to miss a year despite the
Yeah, I know, right?
social distancing.
So we're glad to be in your living rooms or wherever we are in your lives right now. So the last piece that we want to do, I will just say, first of all, as wonderful as I have found the Enneagram system to be, I've heard really good teachers say, it tells you who you're not. And what they mean by that is it's things that you do in your life to take care of yourself, but it isn't describing your actual essence. And so we wanted to end with a song that is more about just the real essence of who we are. And so we wanted to do Pie Jesu from Requiem by Andrew Lloyd Webber.
And it represents basically all of the numbers and the spiritual perspective of them.
Yeah.
David Maiullo.
Bizarre bow.
Right over there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for attending.
Thank you.
We call this a virtual
much.
meeting.